What's going on, guys? It's Prez, and we are in the thick of the summer transfer season. But sometimes those expensive headline-stealing signings don't actually end up getting the minutes they deserve. This is Kick, and these are our top 5 underused megastars. We start off in Germany with the curious case of Renato Sanches. After rising through the ranks with Benfica to win a league and a cup double last summer, the precocious midfielder announced himself to the world with a superb performance at Euro 2016. Shortly before Portugal's victory, Sanchez signed a €35 million deal with Bayern Munich, with extras that could have taken his fee up to €80 million. The teenager was on top of the world, and he had the opportunity to prove himself at one of Europe's best teams. But Sanchez hardly pulled on a red shirt at all in 2016-2017. The much-hyped 19-year-old only managed 6 Bundesliga starts. He scored no goals and created just 4 chances in the league. So why was he so criminally underused? Well, his debut against Schalke last September wasn't great, and he's looked nervous and out of his depth in Germany ever since. Also, it doesn't help that he was competing for a place in a midfield that included Xabi Alonso, Thiago, Joshua Kimmich, and Arturo Vidal. It looks like Sanchez won't be given a fair chance to acclimatize in Bavaria, as Bayern have broken their transfer record to bring in French central midfielder Corentin Tolisso. To add insult to injury, less than a year from his performances at the Euros that had everyone in Europe drooling, Sanchez has found himself sitting on the bench for Portugal U21s at the Euros as well. Ouch. Number 4 is one of the most desirable midfielders in the world, who hasn't been given a fair crack of the whip at Barcelona, Arda Turan. After guiding Atletico Madrid to domestic and European silverware, the Turkish star was poached by Barca. The circumstances of the summer of 2015 were pretty strange. He cost €34 million, plus up to €7 million in add-ons, but wasn't actually allowed to play for his team for 6 months due to their transfer ban. So he sat on the sidelines for half a year, and then, well, pretty much continued to sit on the sidelines. Arda earned only 14 starts last season, with the pass master managing an average of just 1.5 key passes per league game. The likes of Iniesta, Rakitic, Rafinha, and Andre Gomez have stayed above the 30-year-old in the pecking order, and it's not entirely clear that the Blaugrana know exactly how best to use him. Arda's move is emblematic of Barcelona's fairly disappointing transfer activity in the past few years. You can argue that they haven't made a successful signing since Luis Suarez in 2014. Number 3 takes us to Manchester and a team that has spent a ridiculous amount of money on their squad. It's Wilfried Bony and his scarce appearances for Manchester City. Okay, so Bony might not be a megastar, but he's a great example of how the citizens have spent big money on underused players. Like Eliam Kim-Mangala, who was the most expensive defender in British football history before falling out of favor and getting sent on loan by Pep Guardiola. Or Scott Sinclair, who spent 4 seasons on the book at City before getting completely ignored. You probably forgot he even played for them. Anyways, Bony was one of the best strikers in the Premier League with Swansea, but he decided to trade in guaranteed first-team football for the chance to play backup to Sergio Aguero in 2015. Hence, he spent a lot of his time on the bench. Last year, he went on loan with Stoke to earn more playing time, but that plan backfired when Potter's boss Mark Hughes ended up leaving him out of his squad entirely. It's been a baffling few years for the man who scored 25 goals in 2013-2014. Number 2 is a Manchester United player who's been used way less than he deserves after falling out of favor with the manager. No, it's not Hendrik Mkhitaryan, and no, it's not pre-Chicago Sebastian Schweinsteiger, and no, it's not Chicharito, who went unnoticed before being sold at an insanely low price by Louis van Gaal. It's left back Luke Shaw, or as he should be known, left back in the changing room, Luke Shaw. After becoming the world's most expensive teenager with his £30 million move from Southampton in 2014, Shaw's career at Old Trafford was going pretty well. But he hit a roadblock in September of 2015 when he broke his leg in a Champions League match against PSV, ruling him out for 7 months. It was expected that Shaw would slide straight back into the lineup upon his return, but thanks to fitness issues and some very public criticism from new manager Jose Mourinho, he simply hasn't been given the chance to prove himself. He made just 9 league starts last year, with Matteo Darmian, Marcos Rojo, or Daley Blind typically being favored by the special one. Shaw will need to work hard this summer if he's gonna get regular game time from Mo next season. And that leads us to our number 1, a superstar who's had trouble finding his place in the team of Galacticos. It's James Rodriguez at Real Madrid. After a superb Golden Boot winning performance at the 2014 World Cup, the Colombian forward was snapped up by Los Blancos for a gargantuan €80 million fee. Despite showing his consistency and incredible eye for goal, he fell out of favor with manager Rafa Benitez. When Zinedine Zidane took charge, James's luck didn't get any better. He's played fewer games with each passing season at the Bernabeu. At the 2016 Champions League final, he watched as Isco and Lucas Vazquez were put on the pitch ahead of him. But the ultimate snub came at the 2017 Champions League final, where he didn't even earn a place on Zinedine's squad. Why has James struggled for game time? Well, Madrid are pretty stacked in the attacking midfield department, and he works best as the focal point of a team, something that can't happen in such a star-studded lineup. For the sake of his career, it's time for the 25-year-old to move on, and frankly, we can't wait to see what he does does next. So that's our list, but there are loads of underused stars who deserve honorable mentions. Mario Götze at Bayern, Loic Remy at Chelsea, Juan Mata when he was in the Man United wilderness, Saido Berahino at West Brom, and Gabriel Barbosa at Inter Milan, and the list goes on. But give us your thoughts. Comment, like, subscribe. Peace.